All right, hello and welcome everybody. Thank you for coming into our Wednesday boot camp class. I'm your health fitness specialist, Quinn with Exoset Autodesk. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. We're going to start with a warm up with our hamstring sweep, forward Atg lunge, star rotations, and shoulder retractions. And then we've got a circuit, which we're going to go 3 times through, 45 seconds on, 15-second rest. We're going to go through a squat to press extension, a lateral lunge, some marches, zombie kicks, push-up rotations, prone-wise, prone overhead press, and then finish off with a plank. And then we're going to have a cool down with some child's pose, butterfly, thread the needle, and a little bit of some quad stretching out as well. All right, so without further ado, perfect timing. We're going to get straight into our workout, hopping through with our warm-up here. So going into our first warm-up exercise with our hamstring sweep, we're going to get one foot out front with our toe pointed upward, reaching back behind the leg and sweeping through, coming back up, staying on one side, working through the hamstring there, getting nice, quick, long movements, really reaching those hands down, getting a long stretch through the hamstring there. And switching sides. A few more here. And done. Good. Now we're going into our Atg lunge. So we're going to start in a split stance like so, getting our heel pretty far back and flat onto the ground. We're going to drive this knee forward, bringing that heel up and dropping our hip down to this front heel. So you should be collapsing the back of the thigh onto your calf and then coming back up straight. Okay, so getting a lot of knee mobility here. Dropping those hips down and coming back up. Let's go a couple more. Last one, and switch sides. Really getting that knee out past the toe. A few more. And last one. Up. Good. Next up, we've got our star rotation. So we're going to go feet a little bit wider than hip width, hands out to the side, and rotating across the body. Getting full spin from the toes up to the shoulders, getting those arms all the way around. Nice, quick spins back and forth. Just loosening up the spine, getting some rotational work. A few more seconds. And finish. All right, next up, last part of our warm-up here. We're going into some shoulder retraction. So we're gonna get our hands out in front, fingers pointed forward, like you're pointing down the barrel of a gun, the Wild West. And you're gonna pull those shoulders behind the ear, keeping that chest nice and proud, sucking the belly button to spine, and pushing it in forward and pulling back again. Make sure we're pulling nice and low through the shoulders here. Not creeping up towards our ears, but pulling them down and away. A few more here. And finish. Good. Now that we got everything all loose, we're going to get into our circuit here. So first thing we're going to do is our squat to press extensions. So getting our feet about hip width apart. You're going to drop down, bring the hips down into a squat, coming up and extending all the way up. I'm popping up onto my toes as I bring the hands up and above. So squatting down, getting out, and as I come back up, I extend fully up through my hands and my toes. Popping up all at one time. Getting those hips back and firing straight back up. A few more. And finish. All right, next up, we've got our lateral lunge. So starting with our feet in the middle, about hip width apart, step out to the side, getting into a squat, coming back to the middle, and switching sides. Got 45 seconds on here. So find a good pace. You're not resting too long in the middle. Get some good work. Keeping that weight over the midpoint of the toes, of the foot, and not all the way onto your toes. If you're having some problem with the knee, you can kind of step out. So you're getting more of a linear pattern of the knee while still loading from side to side. And rest. Good. Next up, we've got our marches. All right. So we're just going to be standing in place, driving knee up to chest. Starting now, timer's on. Making sure we're getting nice pace, alternating those hands with the knee. Nice, quick pace. Let's go. A few more seconds. Keep it up. Try and bring those feet straight back down to the same spot every time. And done. Good. Next up, we've got our zombie kicks. So you're going to be out in front. You're going to kick one leg straight up and bring your opposite hand to toe if you can. So kicking straight up, getting that knee straight, trying to keep that chest up, back nice and tall. Working at that same sort of marching pace, not giving too much rest here. Let's go, a few more seconds. And rest, good. All right, next up, we've got our push-up rotations. So getting down onto the ground here, you can either keep your knees down or bring the feet back, but we're gonna go up into a push-up, come up, Rotate the hand up and switching sides. Getting a little bit of stability work from side to side as we bring that hand up. Bringing the hand back down. Trying to find the same spot every time. Few more seconds, keep it up. And rest. Good. Next up, we're going to do our prone lies. So laying out onto our stomachs. We're going to get our hands out in a wide position. Bringing the hands and chest up. Holding for about 3 to 5 seconds. And coming back down. Making sure you're pulling those shoulder blades down towards the hips. Keeping them away from the ears as we bring those hands up. Let's go. Keep the time on. Couple more seconds. And rest. Good. Next up, we've got our prone overhead press. So staying on our stomachs, we're going to bring the hands down by the shoulders here, elbows pointed towards the hips, and we're going to pop up, extend the hands out overhead, and bring them back. We're not dropping down to the ground here. So you're keeping those hands raised off of the ground. And you're trying to keep them moving on the same plane as where you started. So really popping those hands up and extending them out without having them drop down or raise up too high, but just like they're sliding over a big piece of flat glass. Two more seconds. And rest. Good. All right. Last one of the circuit. We're going into a plank. We're shooting for 45. Try and hold it for 30. Starting now. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Popping those hips up. Keeping your hips and shoulders nice and level. Sucking the belly button up to the spine. And driving the floor away from the ground with those elbows. Nice, tight hold. Sucking that belly button up to spine. Let's go at about 30 seconds. Got about 10 seconds left now. Keep holding. Almost there. And rest. Nice job. Starting back at the top with our squats, press extensions. We're getting our feet shoulder width apart. Coming down and squatting into our extension. Hopping up onto those toes. Raising our hands up above the head. Nice even pace. Like you're jumping up for a rebound in basketball, but you're not quite leaving the ground. Working on a little bit of stability there. Giving a slight pause up at the top. Giving your body a chance to fully extend. Let's go, a few more seconds. And rest. Nice job. Next step, we've got those lateral lunges. So starting again in our middle here, feet directly below the hips and shoulders. We're gonna step out to the side, lunging, coming back to middle, and switching sides. Finding that even pace, keeping the weight over the midpoint of the foot. Almost there. About 15 seconds left. A little bit over halfway. Keep moving. Find that good pace and stay there. Last one. And rest. Nice job. Next up, we've got those marches. So staying in that same middle spot. Getting your feet underneath the shoulder. You want the feet to try and come back down in the same spot every time. And timer's on. Getting those knees up. Trying to drive right back down to the same spot. You're not moving side to side, forward or backwards. Just finding a nice even pace. Really thinking about controlling that weight. Keeping it over the middle, getting nice and stable as we drive those knees up. Let's go a few more seconds. And rest. Next up, we've got those zombie kicks going cross hand to foot. Trying to get that foot as high up to 90 as we can. Should be showing me the bottom of your shoe here. Ready and go. Trying to get that cross hand, straight leg, extension out. Let's go. We're at about halfway. Keep it up. Finding a good pace. Keeping that back nice and tall. About 10 more seconds. Keep going. And rest. Nice job. Next up, we've got our push-up rotation. So getting our knees down onto the mat. You can always get the knees up, bring the feet back. We're gonna get down, our hands below the shoulders, and pushing up, rotating up. As we come up, if you're having trouble through the lower back here, try spreading your knees or your feet, giving a little bit more space for those hips to rotate through. Let's go a little bit over halfway. Almost there, a few more seconds. And rest. Nice job. We're going down onto our stomachs. Hands out in front. Into a 45, thumbs pointing to the ceiling. We've got our prone wise. So popping the hands up, holding 3 to 5, pulling those shoulders down, dropping back down and popping immediately back up. Nice even pace here. Let's go, a few more seconds, almost there. And rest. Nice job. We're heading into our prone overhead press here. So get your hands down by the shoulders, elbows pointed towards the hips. In about right now we're gonna pop the hands up off the ground, extending out overhead and coming back without dropping your hands to the ground. Keep that same extending movement out above the head. Keeping your eyes and nose looking down at the floor. Extending straight up and out. Trying to have those hands slide over that big glass plane. Let's go, a few more seconds. And rest. Nice job. Going into our plank here now. Shooting for 45 seconds yet again. Getting our elbows below the shoulders, feet come back, and we're popping those hips up off the ground, sucking the belly button up towards the spine. Shoulders and hips level, driving the ground away through the elbows and the toes. Keeping nice and tight, really locking that form in and breathing for 45 here. A little bit over halfway, keep it going. We're at 30 seconds here. Just 15 more. Nice and strong. And finish. Nice job. We're gonna go one more time through here. We've just got enough time. Might have to skip one or two, but we're going back to the top here with those squat extensions. So feet hip width apart, squatting down and popping up as we extend all the way through the squat. Nice, even pace. Last little bit of work here on this third round. Keep the work going. Can't quit now. A few more seconds. And rest. Nice job. We're going into those lateral lunges here. Getting our feet right below our hips in that middle point. Stepping out to the side, timer's on. Keeping that weight over the midpoint of the foot. Finding a nice working pace. Let's go, about halfway there. Almost done, keep it going. And rest. All right, we're gonna go to our marches next. I think we're going to skip those zombie kicks and the prone V's or prone Y's. So we're going to cut out 2 exercises here, but starting with the marches, driving those knees up. Keeping those knees moving, keeping our weight centered. Try and pick up pace here for the last little round. See if you can keep that good form while you increase speed. Five more seconds, keep it up. And rest. Nice job. All right, going into those push-up rotations here. Getting our feet or knees nice and wide. Hands right underneath the shoulders, and we're lowering down, rotating up. Nice, even pace, nice and controlled. Let's go, almost there, about 10 more seconds. And rest. Nice job. All right, going into those prone overhead press. Getting our hands by the shoulders, elbows pointed down, and we're popping up, extending the hands out. Keeping the hands up the whole time. Pulling those shoulders down, even as we extend the hands forward out over the head. Let's go about halfway. Almost there, about 10 seconds left. And rest. Nice job. We're going to go into our plank. Last exercise here before we stretch out real quick. Getting our elbows below the shoulders. Popping those knees and hips up. Getting our shoulders and hips nice and level. Sucking that belly button up to the spine. Pressing the ground away from us through the toes and the elbows. Toes and bows. Try and keep those hips up, just focus on the breath. Nice and strong through the trunk, through our torso. Let's go, 5 more seconds. Hold it, and done. Nice job, everybody. We're gonna stay on our hands and knees here. Get our knees real wide and sit back into a child's pose, stretching out the shoulders and the back. Taking nice deep breaths. Trying to calm the body down now. Drop that heart rate and cool down. All right, coming back out. We're gonna go into a thread the needle here. So keeping our hands and knees down on the ground. We're gonna rotate in and underneath. Sliding one arm through. Giving a nice stretch to the back. And rotating up. Switching sides, reaching one arm through, stretching out through the back, and rotating up. Very well. All right, thank you so much for coming in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget about my heart health and cardiovascular disease webinar today at 4 o'clock. If you guys are interested in learning about that, go ahead and stop by. If you can't make it, I will be posting it on YouTube as well. Don't forget to check out our other classes. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or critiques, feel free to shoot me a message. Thank you very much.